Hello, this is Zach, and I'm going to show you how to make the location ID set in Revit. So I've opened up Revit here, and it starts with this screen if you just open it directly. And I'm going to go find the model that I want to create the location ID set for. So I click on Open, and then I browse to the J drive. I'm not connected to the J drive, so I have my file in a different place. So I have a Britannia Cove model right here, which I'm going to open. Now this is what Revit calls a central file, and this is a file that would stay normally on the server, and then when you go to open it, you create a local copy on your hard drive, and that local copy, you work directly from that local copy, and when you make changes, you publish those changes back to the central file. That way, multiple people can be working on the same file. Not all jobs are set up like that right now, but they probably will be in the future. So I just want to show you the example when I'm dealing with a central file because there's a couple extra little things with it. So I'm going to open it and I'm going to create a new local copy of this central file on my hard drive, and that's the thing that's automatically selected. When I hit open, you'll see that the name here, the file name, it won't be the same because I created a new local. It's going to have my name appended to it. All right, so here's the file, and you can see the file name up here. It added my name to the end of the file name. That helps you to know that you're dealing with a local copy of the file. Now it looks pretty empty right now, but you can hit the home button here, and then it should zoom into wherever the model is, which is apparently right there. So most of the stuff that deals with the central file is under the Collaborate tab of the ribbon. So if I go here, the model can be divided into work sets, and each work set partitions a part of the model so that one person could work on one part while another person works on another part, and they can't change on each other. They have to get permission from the central file to edit that part of the model, and then once they're done with that, they can check it back in, and then someone else can grab permission for it. Right now, because I just created this, I have no permissions to edit anything. So if I click on the work sets dialog here, it lists the user created work sets, and this model only has two. The levels and grids are in one work set, and then there's work set 1, which has everything else. There's also work sets for views, so each view could be edited by a different person, families, different story, etc., etc. So I'm going to leave it on user created here, and I'm going to run UPD on this model, and in order to do that, I need to have permission to edit the model so that UPD can write the mark numbers onto the model. So I'm going to check out work set 1. If you see someone else, if it's not editable and there's someone else's name here, that means someone else is already using it and you won't be able to run UPD. But if I go here and change it to yes, they put my name here, and now everyone that's connected to Central will see that I'm editing the model, and they won't be able to. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to run UPD. So I'm going to go www takeoff. I've already, in the takeoff program, I've already opened a job. I'm just using a test job right now. But I've opened my project. You might have had to create it yourself. Probably you'll have to create it yourself. I filled out project information, all that stuff. Just make sure you have the right job, the right database open, just like you were doing if you were doing this in AutoCAD. And then I'll click UPD under the www takeoff ribbon tab. UPD. And it's going to run through the model and try and put in all the metal and glass that's on this model, as well as the units. You may get some errors here, and I'll go over those in a second once it's done. This can take a while. I've seen it take up to 40 minutes, but lately it's been taking, for this model it takes about 4 minutes. So I'm going to pause the recording and skip to the end. Alright, so the UPD process finished, and you can tell it finished because it says complete, the progress bar is all the way done. It took about 4.5 minutes, and my OK button's here. And it's showing me a bunch of different errors, and these actually are all the same error. It's all unknown elevation, and that's because in this model the elevation numbers haven't been assigned to the model pieces yet. That's okay for what we're doing for the location IDs. That's something we would have to fix if we were going to do the takeoff, but since we're doing location IDs, it should be fine. If you see any other errors here, they may affect your location IDs, or it may not have allowed the takeoff program to finish reading this model. In those cases, you may need to ask someone to find out if it is going to work. But this is fine with unknown elevation. So I'll hit OK. And now everything in this model is in the takeoff program, and also everything has been assigned automatically a location ID just from me running UPD on it. So if I wanted to go and inspect, say, this unit right here, it can be kind of hard to get the unit selected by just moving your mouse. So a lot of times the easiest way is to go to the edge of the unit and then hit Tab until you select the actual unit. Now this is the actual unit. There are other things that may visually look the same, like the same size, but I can tell this is the actual unit because the name of it appears, oh, let me do that again. The name of it appears in the lower left corner of the screen. It says Workset 1, Curtain Panels, Curtain Wall, W75-13001. That's a name for a unit. If I tab some more, that right there, it looks like it could be the unit, but it's not because it doesn't have a name that looks like a unit name. Let's see. This one here, it says it's curtain wall PO East 01. That's actually the outer curtain wall. So that's the rough opening of this punched opening. So it looks the same size, but it's not the same. That's not the actual unit. That would be the elevation. And I keep tabbing until I get back to my unit. There, that's my unit. Units always start with W75, and then it will say dash some number dash another number. So I'll click there to select it. Now that I have it selected, I can see in my properties window, which I have on the left, all the properties of that unit, and these all started out as blank before I ran UPD. And now that I have ran UPD, it gave that unit number UXXX, location ID 40, and it even filled in my sales unit number as best it could. Alright, so just running UPD fills in all of these location IDs. You could do it manually, but I don't advise it. So once that's done, now you need to start making your key sheet. And I will show that in the next video. Thank you very much.